Oh, all right. Well then, hello everybody. Welcome back to some Lego Star Wars. Uh, Now you might think, man, that's a sudden entrance and a start to that, and yeah, I agree. So turns out we can actually get all the capital ships now. None are unlocked through the last movie. They're all unlocked through the ones we've already done. There was one that we had to unlock in by completing the last movie, but we did that, so I mean we're good to go.
I got you now.
But yeah, I've been flying around trying to get this one to spawn. Apparently, you just need to go to specific places uh, that the ships are attached to in the movies and that, and you'll be able to get them. This so we got a couple of them before, obviously, right? We did the space battles, and then the ship appeared. So I was like, all right, so that's what we got to do. So I was flying around in my little vulture droid because I like the vulture droid, and nothing was like there wasn't any battles whatsoever. Like not only like anywhere I went, there was no space battles. So I was like, that's weird. Maybe it has something to do with the ship. So I came back to this system and was like, all right, well, if it is that ship, maybe, I can get the battles to spawn if I just use a different ship. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, pretty much all the capital ships are like bad guy related, so let's change into a Jedi. Yeah.
I got you now.
As soon as I changed into the Jedi ship, this thing just appeared above me. So, yay. We got it to unlock. So yeah, this is what basically this entire part is going to be, I'm assuming, is just getting all the capital ships. I don't know how much there is to do within each of them, because there's a lot of capital ships, and I want to say that some of them, like on the puzzle menu,
Target acquired.
like on the screen there that shows us all the puzzles and that, I want to say some of them weren't even in there.
Prepare the escape pods and lock this place down.
But yeah, it was super weird that it just like appeared as soon as I switched ships, which leads me to believe that my theory was correct, and the fact that I was flying around as the vulture droid is why there were no battles spawning. Alright, General Rothlin. Oh, I thought he was going to raise up, and it was going to be like the,
You shall be eradicated.
the hell is her name
A
now?
bounty hunter of my class doesn't lower themselves to
The
grunt
crone
like
lady. I thought it might be a fight like hers. No. Fantima? Phantasma or something?
Let's see how you fare against my second weakest squad.
Okay. You could always just start with your strongest. I mean, it's one of those things though where it's like, I can't really fault them for starting with their weakest, because if their weakest is good enough to take us out, then they don't need to worry about us getting like a lucky injury in on like their strongest unit, Like they don't want to send in their strongest unit, have them kill me, but then, incapacitated for some time or something, right?
Troopers, stop them!
So, if you can just take them out with your weakest, then that does make sense. Resource management, But the other thing, and, as well, if your weakest can, do a lot of damage, then when they do eventually make it to your strongest will have an even easier time. But then, what, this minigun guy?
You're going down.
How
Um,
close.
oh, he actually has a lot of health. I should probably kill the little ads then.
Let's shut this down.
But yeah, it's like, what was I talking about? Oh, right. But then it's like you have to then replace all of your weakest guys, right?
Quiet. Have the intruders been dealt with? Hello?
Whereas, you know, if you send in your strongest guys, they defeat them without, then you still have all of your weakest guys if something else pops up. The risk, though, is that the person that your strongest guys just killed and got injured by was not their
I'll
strongest
never
person.
surrender the ship to the likes of you. Oh, the ship is all yours.
Encounter complete. Yeah, that wasn't... Yes, I would like to buy the capital ship for 5 million. Psh, pocket change. Oh, that's weird. Alright. And now that we have it, we have puzzles available on it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They forced their way onto our ship and into our hearts.
Alright, so we got 8 things to collect here. I see one up there, which looks like we can grapple to.
I'm too expensive for this stuff. Get some cheapo to do it.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm wondering now if we get them all, if... Because, I didn't
never
even
leave
think of that.
empty-handed.
I feel like the droid guy hasn't been saying a whole lot lately. You know, they're like, I have more hints for you guys, like that guy. And I wonder if that's because, like... Because we've now caught up to everything, he doesn't have more hints for us, you know?
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
It seems I must handle this myself. I am a captain in the First Order. Of course
Alright.
I can handle this.
Why am I not connected to Wi-Fi on my phone? That's weird. Anyway, I'm assuming that.
Another item for the First Order's collection.
I've been playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Remake,
New captain, new you.
and there was a thing that popped up on Reddit about this guy, something about being locked out because he kept changing the date and time to like lock in a swarm or something. I don't know. I haven't got to the point where swarms are a thing, but I was like, changing the date and time can lock you out? That's unfortunate, because I've been doing that. Because I pretty much play at the same time every day. Okay, it's one of those, eh? At like the same time every day, so you know, there are certain Pokemon that only appear in the day or at night, and there are certain trainers that are only available in the day, at the night, and the morning. There's morning, day, and night, and there are certain Pokemon and trainers,
I never leave empty-handed.
and I want to say items you can get, because there'll be like a person that you talk to get the item, but they're like only there at a certain time or whatever. But okay, hang on. How do I get to that room then? I need to go back out and around that way. So you know, I constantly switch between like I like to catch everything in an area when I get to it. When I reach like a new route or something, I'll check to see what Pokemon are there. And
complaints and suggestion boxes have been launched into space.
to catch whatever is there, right? So, you know, I'll look and then catch what it is. So it's like if it's in the morning, and some routes will have, you know, some Pokemon are only there in the day, some Pokemon are only there in the evening, but they're on the same route. And it's like, all right, well, when I get up in the morning, I have to go to work. By the time I get home, I don't have time to play Pokemon before I go to work. And by the time I get home, it's oh, not what I meant to do. And then, you know, by the time I get home from work, it's no longer morning. And it's like, yeah, I have 2 days off, but I mean, okay, where the fuck are you going, Ayla? Weirdo. Still incorrectly pushing buttons in this game, but it still works so well. So you know, I'll just change the time so that it's morning. And then the worst part about it is, you know, unless I have the day off, by the time I go to bed, it's not evening in the game. Like, it's not nighttime yet in the game. It's nighttime where I live, but it's not nighttime in the game. Because I go to bed generally at 8 o'clock, since I have to get up at 4 in the morning. Which may actually be before it switches from evening to morning in the game anyway, so even if I did play Pokemon in the morning before work, I still wouldn't get the morning Pokemon. And I know that was like a big issue that I had with the okay, there's one lower, and I can't see a bunch of other ones. Gold and Silver games, when they came out, was like, oh yeah, you can only catch these Pokemon at a certain time of day. It's like, okay, but that's not the time of day when I can play the game. Oh, it's one of those, eh? I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna break it. Okay, here we go. So that one needs to be 3.
Attention!
And that one needs to
Our
be 4.
new captain has arrived.
So you know, there were certain Pokemon that I just literally could not catch because they only appeared during a period of time that I wasn't playing, like I wasn't able to play the game for whatever reason. You know, when they came out, I was a kid. I didn't control when I could play games. Okay, and that one's number 2.
Today we will be giving away free space missiles, in the hope you forget about the traumatic way our new captain claimed our ship.
So yeah, like I'll just switch the time all the time. Like the police officers that you find in the game, you can only fight them at night for some reason. And then the joggers that you come across, you can only fight. It's kind of weird that it actually shows up on there like that. You can only fight them during the morning, and it's like, well, I'm not, you know, I want to face everyone. Like, I want to do all the fights and everything, but I'm not gonna fucking put the game down for the day just because, you know, until I can fight them, because I don't want to, like, I'm not gonna remember they're there and come back to fight them later. I'm just gonna change the time and do it. And apparently the game can lock you out of shit for doing that. Now, it doesn't, like, lock you out of playing the game or anything. It sounds like it just basically, it stops, like, daily events from changing. So, like, once you beat the game, you know, like, a swarm of Pokemon will appear, and there's a lot of Pokemon where that's the only way you can catch them, is finish the game and then wait for a swarm to appear. Also, is that the Wookiee? It is the Wookiee.
The prize for this week's Hollow Chess competition
So yeah, it's
will be
like,
2
you know,
tickets
I
to
don't
the
want
Space
to,
Opera Squid Lake.
and I don't really care. So even if they do that to me, I don't think I care. I mean, because like I said, that I say that's the only way you can get them, because they added the Grand Underground in. I haven't looked through all of them, obviously, but most of the Pokemon I feel like I've seen that are available as a swarm, I've seen can also appear in the Grand Underground. Which is why, because the Grand Underground has a bunch of Pokemon that aren't technically available to me. Did I get them all? Yeah, I did. Because they're like Pokemon that should only appear after you finish the game. But because I've where do we Jakku, okay. Let's go to Jakku then. So yeah, like there's a bunch of Pokemon that aren't technically available to me yet, like they're not in my Pokedex. Oh wow, the whole ship is coming with us. Did not know that was a thing, but alright, cool. Because yeah, they're not in the regional Pokedex, they're only in the national Pokedex, so technically I have a bunch, so like I have a bunch of Pokemon that literally just don't show up at all. Like they don't, well, not show up at all. They don't, like when I go to look at them, they don't have a Pokedex number assigned to them, and if I go to my Pokedex, I can't look them up or anything. Okay, can I like dismiss it? Or do I need to, like, you know what, let's just leave, because I can go to Dakar. That's another one I can apparently go to find it. So this way my ship should stay back here. And yeah, which is funny. I did trade in a Voltorb for myself. I decided that when I play Brilliant Diamond, I'm gonna make a fast team. Okay, that's my ship again. So I went like, alright, what Pokemon are available in Brilliant Diamond? Alright, and now sort them by speed. And outside of Deoxys, which is not really available, but technically it is in the game and whatnot, same with a bunch of other Pokemon. Fucking Electrode is the fastest Pokemon there is. Nothing showing up here either. Maybe if I switch my ship again. No. Alright, so this one is from The Last Jedi, so where's like one of Poe's ships? Just because I'm Wookiee Gunship, Theta, Federation. I don't know who Tally Lintra is. It might work, but I don't know. Oh, there you go. There you go. Poe Dameron. He's from these movies. Yeah, there we go. It's so weird how these fucking battles spawn. But yeah, so I went and I found a guy there, and he gave me a Voltorb so that I could use it. Because it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of Pokemon in that game that don't unlock until you finish the game, which is very annoying, because it's like, and there's even more that's like, yeah, you can get this Pokemon, but the item that you need to use to evolve it, you gotta beat the game to get that item, and it's like, but why? Like, why do I need to, Also, am I fighting on... Why was I fighting for the First Order? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. We got these guys over here, but it doesn't even show like a battle. just shows that there's guys here that I can blow up for no apparent reason. So I guess let's take them out and see if that does anything. No? Okay, well, let's see. It spawned a battle last time. Let's see what happens. You know, let's just spawn in something different, period, and see if that changes things. Alright, well that didn't spawn a new battle. I am slightly worried that, like, the fact that I have a capital ship here is somehow, like, not letting another one spawn. Yeah, I really would. Yeah, see. Okay, you know what? Maybe if we land, right? Because our capital ship is with us, it's just coming with us. So maybe if we're somewhere where a ship can't be, and then travel to one of the other places. And these things are kind of annoying to make show up. Being honest, like... Okay. So now our ship isn't with us right now. So if we go... That is not a place that we have access to, and neither is that one. All the story missions in The Last Jedi, which is the one that is the movie we just did, right? Yeah. Alright, well, whatever. It says that we can just go back to Jakku space then. And see if that'll work. I also seem to... Oh, there it is. Lost a pillow here. So I have a pillow that I always use to, oof. Nope, and it still showed up. To, like, put my head against, you know, lean back in my chair, put the pillow there, good to go, right? I had to bring in another one because, I don't know, I guess just because, like, my chair is old and it gets used a lot. It's not very cushiony anymore. It's kind of hard on the ass. Wow, I do not like this ship at all. An escape pod. You know what? Where's the Millennium Falcon? And here we go. 7 and 8. 7, yeah. Oh, there we go. That got it to spawn. I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know what's causing them to spawn or anything. But apparently if you go there and just keep switching ships, apparently, eventually, what you want will spawn.
All those that oppose the First Order must be destroyed.
Good luck with that.
Open fire!
Oh, that, I don't know why that reminded me of it. Watched a, I guess it's a mini-series on, Prime the other day. Was, King Solomon's Mines, the Alan Quartermain adventure, you know? And it had,
Do you know how much these ships cost?
oh, what was his name? Anyway, it was really good. Really enjoyed it.
The first squad is not to be
It's,
trifled with. We will be doing
I think
trifling
maybe
and
just a
very
little over 3 hours. It's in 2 parts, and I think each one was about an hour and a half long. Oh, wait. There we go.
No,
Um,
my
shit, I'm gonna look it up. Yes, land, thank you. Let's see, King... Patrick Swayze, that's who it was. Yeah, he was Alan Quartermain. And I think he was the only actor that I recognized in it.
Not even my own mother.
But yeah, it was really good.
All part of the circus. How quaint.
You can't run from the First Order.
You're the one running, dickhead. I'd never really like the only thing like I think I actually have an Alan Quartermain book, if I'm not mistaken. But I've never read it. So the only Alan
Bounty
Quartermain
hunter of
thing
my
that I've
class
really
doesn't
ever
lower
known
themselves to
was
grunt work like this.
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery, which is obviously not really Alan Quartermain. I mean, but you know, so I didn't really know what to expect. That guy got stuck. But yeah, I was surprised by how different
This is my
Alan
ship.
Quartermain was. Like,
Mine,
obviously,
mine.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Alan Quartermain's older. He's also played by Sean Connery, not Patrick Swayze. But you know, he's older and a bunch of stuff has already happened to him and whatnot. So I mean, it makes sense that he would be a different character. But like, a big part in A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is that like, when he shoots, he doesn't miss, right? Like, he's such like a good shot.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Didn't really come through in the movie. In the movie, he just seemed to be one of those people that were like, ah, yes, he is very good and important. Why? Because everybody says so. But at no point does he really,
First Order.
like, I can't really say that he did anything like spectacular or anything, you know, like yeah, he did, you know, like a bunch of stuff and whatnot, but like he didn't really do anything that really warranted like legend
What
status,
about
you know.
this? Don't you understand? Must I say it in binary? Beep not boop your beep ship. Boop.
Whilst we're being hijacked, we ask that you remain calm and keep crying to minimum.
Keep trying to a minimum. But yeah, it was just like, I was really surprised. Like, I expect him to be like doing
Just
like
wait
some
until there's some
cool shit, and it's just like, nah, he's just, you know, of like a regular like dude. Well, you know, from that, you know, he was very much just like your standard action guy, which I thought was weird, but still a very good movie.
It seems I must
And
handle
I would
this
definitely
myself.
recommend
I
watching
am a
it if you got a few hours to spare.
To our new captain, they forced their way onto our ship and into our hearts.
It's very rare that I
You want no
watch
survivors?
movies that are that long.
Understood.
If a movie's like over 2 hours long, I'm like, and it usually takes me forever to watch it. And it's not like, oh, because I have other stuff, I don't have time to sit there and watch a 3-hour movie. No,
A bounty
that's
hunter of my
not
class
it.
doesn't lower
I
themselves
have the
to
time.
grunt
I
like
definitely
this.
have the time to watch a 3-hour movie every now and then. Okay, so I need some power cells, at least one. Isn't that great? No? Well, I'm sure I'll find one somewhere. Maybe there's something. Poster. 10 of them. Another one of those, eh? That. Excuse me, I need to borrow this.
New captain, new you.
Oh, and I watched a new
Issued clean uniform.
anime,
Take over of our ship. By all means, captain.
7th time loop
I never
princess
leave
or something.
empty-handed.
7th time loop. Whatever. I'm gonna spend it married to my enemy or my greatest enemy or something is the whole title. It's one of the 7th time loop, and I'm sure you'll find it. It's the only one I've seen that has that as part of its name. So yeah, I'm sure you can find it if you look that up. Finished it today. Really fucking good. I really enjoyed it. It's a little weird at times. Like, for example, so the whole premise is that the main character has died 6 times. But every time she dies, she just gets sent back in time to the, yeah, that's what I thought. To when her engagement to the prince got annulled. When he broke off their engagement. And then, as you could probably guess from the title, she ends up engaged to the guy who killed her in her life, in her previous life. Now, unsurprisingly, or no, sorry, the complete opposite of that, surprisingly, they actually don't do like I thought they were going to do and just have her like try and repeat it to get the same outcome every time. In her first life, before she had ever died, after she got killed by, and this is very minor spoilers because they go over all of this in episode 1.
Music to my ears.
She became a merchant, then like in their second life she became an herbalist, and then in her third life she became an alchemist or a research assistant to an alchemist, or I don't know, I guess she just became an alchemist herself, you know. And then like in her fourth life she was a maid, I think. That was her fourth life. And then they still haven't told us what she did in her fifth life. They gave us, I guess, a clue as to what she did in her fifth life. In, I guess, one of the last episodes. I don't know how to get to whatever that is. By showing her using some kind of ability that she apparently had learned in her fifth life. But she has not said what that life was. And then her sixth life, she disguised herself as a man to become a knight. So, you know, she has like all this knowledge in that of different things. Apparently none of her lives lasted longer than 5 years past the breakup.
A new captain special will be served in the cafeteria.
Oh, I need a key card. Okay. Oh, it looks like it's just right in front of me anyway. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of weird. They never said what it was or anything, and I mean, I could take a shot at what it was, but I mean, they never said, so I would not know without looking it up. And the
I
only
never
thing,
leave empty-handed.
just based on like the ability that she used, I want to say assassin, but nothing else that she's done is really indicated as such. Like I would say like assassin or spy based on the ability she used. But it was also really weird because it very much seemed like a magic ability, and from the entire first season, I don't really get the sense that magic is a thing in that world. So I mean, okay, let's, I guess, just destroy everything. See what pops up. So yeah, I have. Oh, there we go. There's a button. Is that it?
In the hope you forget about the traumatic way our new captain claimed our ship.
Heyo. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what her fifth life was.
Music to my
But yeah, it's a
ears.
pretty funny show. And you know, it's got your classic, you know, romance stuff in it, as you could probably imagine, since the whole title, or the title, has to do with being married. She lies a lot, though.
All part of the service.
And I don't just mean in like the, oh, she keeps secrets or something. I mean, she just like straight up lies about like stuff. Like, once again, this is technically a spoiler, but not really. Because it's in like the first episode. She agrees to the marriage with the guy, and then tells him that she won't do any work and will just laze around the castle all day. And then she's there. I think
never
the
leave
whole
empty-handed.
season takes place over. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Stop. No, let go. Takes place over like a few months or something. I want to say, like, I don't know exactly how long it takes place, but it takes place over like a few months at least. And she does a lot. Like, oh, I'm just gonna take it easy this life and be lazy, and then she's just like physically incapable of actually being lazy,
The prize for this week's
and is like
competition,
constantly like
2
doing
tickets to
stuff.
the Space Opera Squid Lake. Again.
But yeah, they have like some weird
I
stuff where
never
it's like,
leave empty-handed.
at one point she disguises herself to do something, and then like she's worried that this guy will recognize her later, but because of like the situation in which she was disguised and the disguise itself, there's like absolutely no reason for this guy to recognize her. Like, it would make absolutely no sense. Okay, let's see. Complete Return of the Jedi, we did that. Yavin 4, Hoth, or Endor. Well, Yavin 4 is right here. But yeah, and it makes like no sense whatsoever that, oh, is it really just gonna... Oh, right, no, that's the ship we're in, and it's leaving with it. But yeah, there's just absolutely no reason for this guy to recognize her. Because like I said, like the situation and everything is just, they're so far removed from each other that there is no reason that he should be thinking that it's the same person. Alright. So instead of swapping star systems a bunch, I'm just going to sit here and swap ships. And if battles appear, I'll go to them. Now I could theoretically, because like last time I swapped ships, got a battle, and then just kept swapping ships, until and then the capital ship appeared. But I don't know if like me doing the battle mattered.
Mayday! Mayday! They got me surrounded!
Also, I don't know why I keep fighting on the side of the Empire. Is it because I'm playing as the bounty hunter? Technically, I do believe it's.
Follow my depth here!
Alright, well, whatever. I don't like that shit. Let's see if the droid will bring me in something. No? About Darth Maul's ship. No? Okay, well, you know what? This is apparently one from Return of the Jedi. So let's bring in this Millennium Falcon. Oh, no, that didn't do it either. I really wish I knew what caused it to appear. I don't even know what a quad jumper is. Let's just bring in Poe's ship again. Oh, that one did it. There we go, the home one. Oh, is it that time already? How long have I been going for? Okay, so yeah, we'll do the home one, and then I guess we'll have to finish this next time. I didn't realize how many ships were unlocked, because like I don't think we saw very like these during the story, or if we did, it wasn't like important.
Let's get him!
So I didn't really, you know. Also, is it just fighters protecting this ship? Like it's not even yeah, the ship itself didn't actually have any defenses. God, is that what was that game called? Endless Space, maybe? And it's like one of those 4X games, you know, like Civilization and whatnot. And there's all spaceships and whatnot. But I had an idea for a plan, and I'm like, this is stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and it worked so well. It was ridiculous. Because you could make your own ships and everything. So, you know, you could like put the cannons on the ships and everything. If you gave them hangar bays, you could put fighters or bombers in them and whatnot. How much armor they had and whatnot. And I don't remember, I think it was some kind of point system. Where it's like you had so many points and it's like, oh, if you add this, it'll take this many points. If you add this, it'll be this many points, whatever, right? And I was like, alright, this is going to be dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I would make ships that were maxed out on armor. Like they could take a beating like nobody's business. I would give it 0 guns. And just like I said, it's been so long since I played it, I could not tell you what system they used to do stuff, but it's like, oh no, can't go that way. Which way am I going here? This way? Yep. And just all fighters and bombers. Like that's all the ship was at. So like every time it would enter a battle, and the thing is though, is that it works so well because whenever I play a game like that, I always play them very defensively. So if I could take over a planet or a system that only had a single planet to oh yeah, and also they were slow as shit, so like it took them forever to get anywhere. Like I put everything into armor and like hangar bays. But if I could take over a system that only had a single planet connecting it to like the rest of the game, because like it had basically like warp points or like warp hyperspace lanes, I guess, is what it was. I mean,
Attention.
so you couldn't just travel from one planet to another, like you had to go along like certain paths.
Destroyed.
Kind of like how in like Risk, if you like you can only like, despite theoretically being able to get to, let's say, Australia from anywhere with boats, you could only get to Australia by going through Indonesia. I think some newer ones have like another one where you can get to it from South America, but original Risk, you could only get to Australia through Indonesia and that. So if you took, now a lot of people would fuck this up, right? Because like the strategy, right, is to take Australia and then put all of your troops on, I don't think it's even Indonesia, but I said it, so now I'm going to stick with it because I'm not sure that that's correct. But anyway, and put it on the island there so that you have control of Australia. But the thing is that's not the best strategy. The best strategy is to take Australia and then like the rest of the islands that are connected to it, but you don't block it, everybody with the islands. Like you don't put all your troops on the island. You put all your troops in India. I think it's India, maybe not. But anyway, the piece connected to the mainland. Like you have your island, right? But then the only way to get to the island is through the one place in Asia. So if you put all of your troops on that place, then not only do they have to go through all of your forces and only have one point to attack you so you can concentrate your forces, but then they also can't control all of Asia without kicking you out, which would give them a huge boost.
You're making quite the splash.
So it's like almost the same strategy, but not quite. It's like just like that little bit different, and depending on what's happening, it could be huge. Like it's like it could be huge for you. Because if all you're doing is defending Indonesia, then if they take all of Asia, that gives them so many more troops. Like if you've never played Risk before, the way it works is if you take an entire continent, you then get bonus troops at the beginning of each of your turns. So like if you take all of Europe, I think you get 5 bonus armies. If you take all of Australia and that area, I think you only get like 2, but it's also like the easiest place to hold, and it's not very many places. And then if you take all of Asia, though, you get like 7 more units, which is, like I said, is fucking huge. So if you can stop somebody from taking Asia over, that's 7 units that they don't get to add and use against you every turn. So yeah, it's just like a superior strategy to instead of worrying about holding Indonesia, you hold, I want to say it's India, but I'm not, like, it's been a long time since I played Risk. But yeah, it's the superior strategy. And oh right, I was talking about the ships. But anyway, I would basically do the same thing in Endless Space, where I would hold that one point, and if they wanted, and build up everything else behind it, and if they wanted to defeat me, they had to go through that one point. And because of the way I had built my ships, they couldn't get past me. And like, fighting against computers, it was just like, alright, now I figured out this strategy. If I use it, the game is so easy. But, as with most games like that, you can play against other people too. And I was playing with my friends, and they're like, what the...
I never leave empty-handed.
Like, because, it was all online and whatnot, so they couldn't really see what I was doing until they actually, came to attack me. And they're like, what the... Because, the battle starts, and it shows the ship. And it shows the ships, right? Well, their ship is approaching. My ship is just sitting there because it has like no fucking engine power.
Have been launched into space.
And all of a sudden, just like it almost looked like my ship exploded. Because just all of a sudden, there's just like this massive swarm of coming out of it and just going for their ship. And it always looked like so cool to me because it's just like this big cloud just going in on them, and they couldn't. And because it was so many, even if they put like anti-air, like anti-fighter things and whatnot on their ships, they still, if they wanted to also attack me, they could only put so many, and it was never enough because of the dumb way I had built my ships. Now, to be fair, did not allow me to attack. Like, they were very expensive ships to make. Like I said, they had like no fucking movement or anything, so they could not go very far, like travel very far during my turns or anything. So it was very, like, they were purely like, I need to hold a point, and here's the ship to do it.
Weapons and fuel.
No, I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to throw the
I am
grenade.
a captain in the first order. Of course I can.
But yeah, it was just, I found it fucking hilarious because it's just, because it's just like, this is so fucking stupid, but it works. It's like, yep. Now, thankfully, when you made a ship, you could make multiple ships, so I did have other ships that I had that were faster and whatnot. And I think you could also send multiple ships into like the same battle and whatnot if you had them meet up. And I would do that as well. Like, I would have my dumb ship that made no sense, and then I would have like a bunch of like some other ships that actually could attack and whatnot. But yeah, I had fun with that game. I don't play those games properly anyway, like the 4X games, because I don't really enjoy playing them properly. Whenever I play them, I always just like do something too stupid. Like, if I play them, I can guarantee you the computer, if I'm not playing against friends, I'm playing against the computer on easy, because I just don't care. I like to run around and build stuff and build up and everything. I could not care less about actually strategizing to defeat the enemies. Because that's not how I have fun. Spreadsheets aren't fun to me. And like finding out like the meta game and whatnot is not fun to me.
Forget about the traumatic way our new captain claimed our ship.
You know, like prioritizing in video games is not fun to me. I'll prioritize the fuck out of like my job and whatnot, but I'm not going to be playing a video game for fun and have to worry about prioritizing. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't do it in games. I mean, sure, there are some
Music
games
to
where,
my
yeah, I
ears.
end up prioritizing. There are some games where, yeah, I end up doing spreadsheets, but I mean, that's just like all those games. And it's just like, no, I'll play them in a dumb way that, you know, lets me enjoy it. Like, there's another one that I got with Endless Space called Endless Legend, which is much closer to Civilization. It's just like all like monster races and whatnot, you know, instead of
I never leave
you know,
empty-handed.
real races that existed. But I never really played that against. I never played that against anybody. I don't think.
Nothing
My
stands
friends
in
had
my way.
had Endless Space, but I don't think they had Endless Legend.
2 tickets to the space opera.
But that one I also enjoyed playing and just futzing around with. Because, like, you know, you could, like, do different stuff with your units and that. And I couldn't do, like... I feel like I didn't play that one nearly as much. Because while I did enjoy it, you couldn't, like, do quite as much dumb stuff with your units as you could in Endless Space. just based on the fact that, you know, they were actual like organic. I think they were all organic anyway.
I never leave empty-handed.
But yeah, although I did play Civilization like a little bit, I much preferred the one that was space. There was actually one. It was really weird. It was actually like two separate games connected. Because like there was one where like you were like on a planet building up and everything, and then there was another one where like you actually like were like pulled out galaxy wide, but like you could connect the games. So like if you were like your planet that you built up in the one game could be like actually found in the other one or something. I don't know. It was weird. But I enjoyed playing that one too. It didn't have nearly as much like variety in like what you could do, but I just enjoyed the game in general because they had like you could like go all in on technology, all in on military, all in on like organic like biology type research, and they had like different endings that you work towards and everything. Oh, and it was fun. But yeah, so we'll end this part here. We still have 2 more capital ships to get, so we'll grab those next time, and then well, I guess we'll see how long it takes before I say what else we'll do. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time for more.